Kai Wanju, hello and welcome to the final Siren with Duck and Oz in Wajak Noongar Budja. Oh mate, what a round. So Doug Nichols round, the boys are up and about. The bus is back on, mate. We are back. We're back.
Look, it's fair to say that at halftime we looked at each other and I said, "Look, mate, get on the phone, book a bus. We're on like Donkey Kong."
Oh.
First of all, the spectacle, and well done to the football club for paying homage to what is a sensational opportunity to showcase Indigenous talent, culture, respect, and it's just so fantastic to see what the club can do. But mate, we're focusing on the game because that's what we're going to do, and we're up and about because that was an amazing performance today.
Well, mate, I went back through and looked through the history of the Fremantle Dockers, Walyalup, and look, here's some great stats for you. Obviously, only one game against Adelaide in 1995 in which we didn't have a First Nations player play for us. Only 1 year, I believe it was 2021, in which we didn't have a First Nations player finish in the top 10 of the Doig.
Yep.
So it's not just this idea of, Aboriginal people come and play for the Dockers. They are an integral part of this, mate, and it makes me so proud. And it just, it's something that the area that I work in Aboriginal education, and mate, I absolutely love what this club does and what we stand for, and to have such a great leaders like Alex Pearce and like Sonny Walters a part of the club, and your Desi Headlands and your Dale Kickett's, and going back through the history.
Roger
Hayden, mate, what he's doing at the moment. So, look, let's get into the brass tacks. Let's get into the game because 16-10, 106. Defeated the Geelong Cats 11-11. I just about called them the Cats and the Cats 11-11 in front of 45,000 people here at Optus Stadium. The Dockers now go 5-5, Oz.
Yes.
We are back on after, last time you guys saw us, our lovely faces. We were talking about, look, we've got Sydney, we've got Geelong, and then we've got Melbourne. We've got 3 really tough games in a row, and we need to win 2 of those 3 to get this back on track. Mate, we're 2-0. Can we go 3-0? Let's get it. We're not getting too far ahead of ourselves, but how exciting is it to see the brand that the boys play? The high pressure, the high intensity, the centre clearances, the work around the stoppage, the forward line functioning, the back line dominating. It's just really, it makes my week, mate. It honestly makes my week, and it kind of sucks that my emotions are attached to the football club and how the football club goes. And no doubt most people that are watching this are like, yeah, Duck, we are in exactly the same boat, mate. You can have the worst week at work, and you come back and you have an absolute stunner of a win like this, and it's just like, had a great week. Had a great week. So let's talk about some players. But Jai Miss, mate, really showed that he is a forward. Born and bred, like Mike Lombardi says, there's some people who you just pick them up out of the crib and they're forwards. And that's who he is, mate. Talk about how he went today.
Look, I'm really pleased. Obviously, 9 disposals, 5 marks, but his 3 goals are all class, and they're all forwards goals. The one where he actually leads up strong, takes the mark, oh, mate, just fantastic. And then the other one where he just decides to snap it around the corner, just a great piece of crumbing, just a quick sidestep, lateral movement, great. That is forward now. And that is why you draft key position forwards at that point, my friend, because they can really take it on. Fair to say we're excited up in the media room there, mate. As soon as I said, "You watch this." Oh boy, up and about.
You definitely were, Oz.
Is there something to be said about watching these young guys come into their own in this forward line, Duck? They're really commanding this forward area, if you will.
Yeah, seeing that growth, and not just obviously Jai, but also Josh and Jackson, the Triple J's up there in the forward line, really working well. The little fellas get involved. Obviously, we had Freddie kick 2, Switter kick 1, Schultze kick 1. Banners even got on the board with 1. He had 4 shots at goal. Banners.
He could have kicked it.
He could have had an absolute
bag, mate.
But one guy I really want to talk about, Sonny Walters, mate. Had a fantastic game. Love the celebrations of the goals. I was hoping the celebrations would get more and more exciting because he started off, got the kangaroo in the second goal, and then the third goal I thought he might shake a leg, something like that, get involved, maybe do the emu, do a bit of this, get around it. Would have loved to have seen it, but look, Sonny Walters has a great game, mate. How did he end up?
Yeah, look, I loved it. 12 disposals, 2 marks, 3 goals, 1 tackle, and it's just his nous and his ability to control the forward line. It's his experience around there. He's able to control his area, his pocket. He knows when to go, knows when to hold, he knows when to go front and centre, and he's really commanding a young group of guys that are looking to him for experience, so something that's really important.
Yeah, oh, fantastic. Now, let's have a look at some other guys that I thought were really great. Andy Brayshaw is back to his best.
Yep.
His run and spread from the contest was outstanding. You know, he's not necessarily the guy who wins it at the coalface, but his spread from the contest is just so good. And since he's got over his little knee injury, his gut running has continued to get better and better and better.
Yep, absolutely. And again, what do we want to see, Duck? We want to see clearances, do we? We want to see coalface winning that contest, effort, high intensity, and we saw that today. It was awesome to see the mix today. I thought we got the mix right. We gave them different looks, so it wasn't one-dimensional. We had talls in there, we had pace through there, we had big bodies through there, and I thought it really shook up Geelong in how they, and we know they were a little underdone through the middle, but we really took control of that situation, used our experience where we could, and we just have some dynamic stuff going through there, mate. I talked about Jackson before. Do you want to...
No, you keep talking.
Yeah,
you talk about the great man. But Jackson, again, 3 games in a row now where we've had 3 good wins, outstanding playing, and his athletic ability, his ability to turn on a dime, it's just got me licking him left, right and centre, mate.
Oh, look, there's one thing that I love to see is guys that actually make possessions count. And when you look at his count, it's not jumping out. Like, he's got 15 disposals, which is, you go, okay, 15 disposals, but they're 15 of the most scintillating disposals that you're ever going to see. Just the ability to get quick hands out, the ability to turn on a dime, the lateral sidestep, just so clean by hand, at feet level. It's just crazy what he's able to do. And look, he's up and about, he's playing some great footy, but it's all up here.
Yeah.
It's all up here. We're seeing the boys play some great footy. We're seeing the boys actually really get in at the contest and have that confidence. And he's a guy right here ready to roll.
Bailey, how you going, Duck?
Hey, mate. Oh, it's nice to meet you. How you going?
All right, we're joined now by Bailey Banfield. Banners, fantastic game, young man. Just make sure you hold that up nice and loud, because Jai rested it last week. He's cutting in and out. He's a bit lazy with that one. Mate, just having looked through your stats now on AFL tables, that's probably one of the best games you played for the club. How are you feeling after that run and being out there and being involved?
Yeah, really good. Obviously, team's going well, which always helps as a forward. But I think everyone's playing well at the moment, which everyone's doing their thing, bringing their strengths to the table, and that just means it's easier playing as a forward. And we're bringing each other into the game as well, looking low, going inside 50 and getting better shots from better positions, which everyone gets a lick of the ice cream.
Yeah, nice. Well, forward pressure is so important, and what we noticed looking at the game is we saw you guys were just able to hand off when you needed to with your players, you trusted each other, but that inside 50 pressure, mate, was just next level. Is that something you guys pride yourself on, making sure you're hunting the ball?
Yeah, that's what we build our game off. We want to be a front half team, so what we do is, if we can get that pressure, we get those deep entries, get pressure on it, our backs can set up behind the ball, mids can compress the ground, and then it means we're getting turnovers just outside forward 50 and it just goes back in. So it gives us our best chance to score.
And how's the confidence with the boys at the moment? I think there was a real shift from, obviously, the first 3 weeks that we played and this last 3 weeks. We played the last 2 years grand finalists and beaten them both. Scored 100 points now 3 weeks in a row. You know, what's it like at the club at the moment? Is just everyone flying and up and about?
Yeah, there must be a stat about the last time we kicked 100 points 3
I
times.
tell you, it was 2013.
Yeah, okay.
It was around 19 to 22. So, yeah.
Yeah, the clubs, I think the feeling is we're back to what we were doing last year. We're back to our best. So we just got to bottle that and keep grinding away, and if we can keep putting those performances on, I think we've shown over the last 2 years that our best is good enough to beat the best. It's about bringing what we do well consistently.
Now, talk to us a little bit about your game, mate, because very consistent. When you came in, mate, obviously you bring that high intensity, that high pressure, but you're also able to bring a little bit more experience and a bigger body if you need to run through the middle if you need to. Talk to us about that and how you can bring that to the younger guys and how you can help them a little bit.
Yeah, my role shifted a bit this week actually with Fifey coming back, so I've been playing key forward, tall forward, like the third tall for the most part for the whole year. This week played a bit higher, so more the small forward role, got a bit up on the wing for a little bit, which was nice, got a run around. So yeah, I can plug and play any position in the forward line, which I think gives us a lot of flexibility. And I know all the roles and trying to help set up, communicate with the other boys to make sure we're all well positioned to give us our best chance.
And obviously last year, most of the talk was around you being the sub all the time, just continually being a sub. How's it felt this year having a really decent run in it? And look, you're playing the graveyard shift on the half-forward flank, so it's not exactly the best position to play, but you just get out there and you grind it out. But comparing that to being the sub and being able to just play the whole game and, get involved.
Yeah, well, if half-forward's a graveyard shift, then I don't know what that makes a sub.
It's like in the grave, in the casket.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. I've played, 6, 7, 8 games in a row now, which is the first time I've been able to string together more than 3 since my first year, pretty much. And I think my form's been building over the last 2 or 3 weeks, which has sort of coincided with the team's run, which is really nice. And just building that confidence and getting backed in every week by the coaches definitely helps build that confidence so that I can go out there and play with freedom and not have to worry about getting dropped every second week, which was the nature of the beast a bit last year.
Yep. And, mate, first time we've heard the Freo chant in a while, like the Freo chant come up. Talk to us about what that means in terms of the psyche as the Fremantle players. When you hear that, it really is that sign that everyone's around it. We're getting behind you, but we're playing good footy. Surely that's a good feeling.
Yeah, we love that when that gets going, and I think it had just flashed up, 45,000 or whatever at the ground. So that had just flashed up, and then you hear the Freo chant, and just knowing that all 45,000 of those are behind you as well. There's a sprinkling of Geelong fans, but wouldn't have been many, I wouldn't have thought. And it started, I think Freddie said to me at the start of last quarter, it's getting loud in here. And we love that. We feed off that, and I think we rode that home today. Yeah.
Now, you're obviously from Broome, you're from up Yarra, Mobland up there. So how important is Sir Doug Nicholls round to you, and how important is it to the club, and how special is it to play in this jumpers that's designed and has Alex Pearce's story on it?
Yeah, incredibly special. I think the club, like all our jumpers, are always amazing. Like we had Sunnies last year or the year before, Mooses this year. To hear the stories that go into the designs, and I think it's not just what the club does in these 2 rounds, it's what we do over the whole year. I think our club's one of the best, if not the best, in the comp, and we've got the longest history, I think, of Indigenous representation. We've been so strong in the area over the years. And I think everyone, and it's not just the Indigenous boys, it's the way that they share their stories and bring that understanding to everyone else as well, helps us be a really diverse but also inclusive club, which is really important. It means everyone's comfortable being themselves, coming to the club and exploring who they are without fear of judgment or being uncomfortable, I guess. Everyone can come in and be who they are and be their authentic self.
Yeah, nice. Walk us through the week, because personally, I could be biased being a Freo fan, but there's no one that does the Sir Doug Nicholls round better than what Freo does. And in the lead up to this week, obviously, you've got the opportunity to immerse in the culture. So give us a little insight into what the week has been in the build up to this game.
So photos of the jumper obviously start circulating amongst the boys a while ago, and everyone starts talking about it then. But this week, so we started on Monday, so that's our normal review and flush day. We actually were in Freo. So we trained at South Freo that day, and before the day started, we had a smoking ceremony and a presentation of the jumpers. So we got to hold and see the jumpers for the first time. Alex and Carly, the designer, spoke to the jumper and what it represented and what it meant. We had Richard Wally come and speak to us. There was a bit of a sharing circle as well for anyone who wanted to say what it meant to them and what the round and what the club's support in this way means to them. So Liam Henry spoke, Sonny spoke, Roger Hayden spoke really well. Colleen Hayward, one of the board members, she spoke. And it was just, it's that storytelling piece that I think the club does really well, and we were at, and the symbolism of being at home in Freo as well, getting back to the club's roots, to present this jumper not just to the playing group and the Freo, the wider club, but also the media pieces and to our whole Freo family as well was really special.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. And look, you can't be more proud of the club than what we've done. I mean, just the fact that we've only had one game without a First Nations person back in 1995, I think that's epic for the men's team, and it's something that we can really hold dear in our tradition as being a Fremantle Football Club and Walyalup.
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing that I've missed so far, that we are Walyalup for the first time, and that's really awesome. It's been in the works for a few years, I think. That's really special, connection to country. And we actually became Walyalup this week, and will be as well next week, and that's really special, I think, to acknowledge that, and the club is really, the whole club's bought in, and we're not the Fremantle Dockers for this period, we are the Walyalup Football Club.
Tell us where Walyalup will be going in terms of finals this year, mate. We've talked about booking a bus already. Okay, we're back on. Well, where do you reckon this team can go, mate?
Well, I think the ladder this year is all over the shop. Like, anyone can beat anyone. We've shown that we can beat the best, I think, over the last couple of weeks, and our best footy is capable of that. And we're going to go as far as our footy takes us. If we can be consistent, every individual executing what they need to do, their preparation, so that they can go out and perform on game day, and work within the system of the team, I think our system stands up and can beat the best. And we're growing in that system as well. I think we're adding little wrinkles, and so we're a better team than last year, I hope, and so hopefully we can go further.
Book bus. Banners, one last one, mate, and we asked this to all the boys after we win. Weirdest unit at the club?
Tabsy.
Ah,
without a doubt.
yeah.
I imagine that's a regular.
Yeah. Driz is getting a couple of mentions.
Driz is
Shooter every now and again, but
Driz is a bit of a freak.
yeah, it seems like it's Tabs. He's the number one weirdo.
And Driz almost counts as two, because Emma O'Driscoll's a bit weird.
Yeah, okay.
So it's almost two for the price of one.
I've got one quick question for you. Clearly, your ATAR score suggests you're the smartest guy at the club. Who is the second highest guy that is beneath the banners in terms of...
I think now that Dave Mundy's left, he was probably a pretty clear number one.
Yeah.
Tabsy's very, very smart. Andy Brayshaw, very bright as well. So I wouldn't claim number one spot, I don't reckon. But Sam Switkowski, he's got his masters in engineering or electrical engineering or something.
Great.
So he's all over it as well.
Happy days. All right, thanks for joining us, Banners. Great game, mate, and keep
Thanks,
it coming. Cheers.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Alrighty, well, that just about wraps it up for this week. I tell you what, guys, up and about for the Dockers for this week, for next week.
Yeah.
Playing against Narm in Melbourne. It's going to be an absolute ball terror.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rip snorter.
Yeah.
It's going to be that good. Then we've got to buy, and then we play someone else, and stuff happens.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
I don't think it really matters,
No, it
because
doesn't.
the Dockers are up and about today.
Yes.
They're up and about. Walyalup's up and about.
Yes.
We're up and about, Oz.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to add in regards to the game? I think we've pretty much covered it all.
We've covered everything. We've talked about everything we need to. It's great to hear from the players about what this round or what the next two rounds means to them. Great insight. And again, well done to the club for doing what they do. And it's the reason why, Fremantle is a premier club in the competition. And we are biased, we are fans, but, nobody does it better than us. And there's a reason for that. There's this true culture. We joked around whether it was a barbecue, whether it was coffee or whatnot, but the players always had this sort of performance in them. It was just a case of when they were going to put it together, and now we're starting to see these performances on a regular basis, mate. Look out, get around it.
Look out, rest of the competition. Well, guys, we are Purple Rain. We're at Purple Rain 95, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. If you'd like to listen to our show, we do one every Monday afternoon. It's released Monday evenings, and one on Thursday afternoon with an opposition podcaster, and we preview the game coming up. If you're on YouTube, hit subscribe down here, and the bell. I think there's a bell. Where's the bell, mate? You're going to go the bell there. But that does it for today. Remember, subscribe, rate and review the final Siren as well, and get around all the Freo stuff that they do. We are on an absolute roll here. Walyalup this week. Absolutely killed it. Again, tonned up. How excited can you be? Have a great Saturday evening. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy Sunday. Enjoy Monday at work.
Enjoy the
week.
week.
Come back again, and we go again. How good, Oz?
Get around it.